Hi, it's Vaibhav again. And in the last video, I talked to you about what Chamber is and what I want it to do, the feature set. Um and in this one, we are going to start building it. So, I've already written okay, and got already done this page where you can see the three commands I want to make. Basically, creating a new chamber file, uh, listing the contents of a chamber file or something inside it, and copying a file. So obviously we'll start with new and then cp, so that we can create a new chamber file and put something inside of it. I don't know how much I'll be able to cover in this video, but let's start. Also, this document is evolving, as in I might change any of this. This is not a hardcore specification of Chambers CLI behavior yet. Also, I'm going to use Cobra, which is basically the best, if not one of the best CLI, application manager, or application creator. Basically, a lot of good stuff that is out there already uses Cobra, and it is by SPF13, who has also created, I guess, Hugo and Viper. So Viper is for configuration, and Hugo is like Jekyll for building static websites out of markdown files. And this guy has been a Golang lead already at Google. So, uh, pretty good selection, I would say. But I have not used Cobra already, so I'm gonna search a bit around it. Let's see. Um, I don't know. Uh, let's install it. Okay, so we are in this project folder already. Go mod file not found. Okay. Go get -u. All right, says I need to create a go mod file. Um, let me try to create a go mod file then. So go mod init, and I'm gonna call this one git dot techrail dot in slash techrail slash chamber. I guess this would be a good enough name. And in case I'm gonna put it on GitHub or anywhere else, I'm gonna change the module name. But right now, this is what I'm going to start with. Let's clear that up and go get again. Good. And then import. All right, but I guess, okay, let me ask an AI. Want to create I think there was a CLI tool, create a Cobra based CLI application. What is the easiest way to start? Is there a dedicated CLI tool which can help me initiate the project? Let's see what ChatGPT has to say. Okay, this is what I thought it would be. Let me copy. I think I installed it once. Let me try. Okay, and once I've done this Cobra CLI init my app, this will generate a project structure. Like, I guess since I'm starting new, I can delete this one. Let me see. Um, let's cobra-cli. Yes, it's installed. Cobra-cli init, and I'm gonna call it chamber. Nice. Okay, it created a subfolder inside chamber, so I guess I'll have to go back up and rm minus rf chamber at once and then rerun this command. Nice. I don't know how to add a command to Cobra application. Okay, let me try that. Chamber, and I'll go mod init. Okay, not here. Series chamber, and then go mod init this. Oops, sorry. Go mod init. Nice. And then I can say add a command. Okay, let me try that. There's nothing here. Cobra-cli add and serve add subcommands. Creates inside the scene and hook them up automatically. Go run main.go serve and something. I think this is what it is supposed to be. Let me check the documentation. Must have something using the Cobra generator. Okay, maybe this. Here you can find more information. Cobra, I don't know. Let's go to Cobra. Let's see if they mention the CLI tool. Overview, commands, flags, installing, usage is a command. Okay, yes. For complete details on CLI generator, please read this. Init here. Optional flags. You can provide your author name. Init this. Provide a license to use the Viper flag to automatically set a Viper. So one of the things I have with Chamber is that the configuration of a chamber file will be contained inside the chamber file. I don't want to create a config file separately out of it. So I'm not gonna set up Viper. Viper is a configuration reader. If you open it, it will tell you what all you can do with it. Basically, you can have YAML or JSON, like config.json or config.yaml file. Okay, yeah. Find an unmarshal configuration file in one of these formats or Java properties format, and then you can start writing your options and provides defaults and stuff. So I'm not gonna use Viper because I don't want configuration files to be part of how Chamber will work, because all and any options you wanna save about a single chamber file will be inside the chamber file. I don't want anything else outside. It should be as easy as possible to use. So not gonna use Viper. And to create an app, once Cobra application is initialized, you can continue to use Cobra generator and add additional commands to your application. The commands to do this is Cobra CLI add. Let's say you created an app and you wanted the following commands for it: app serve, config create. In your project directory where your main.go file is, you would run the following. Suppose all the same optional flags as init. I don't know what init would do. So what if I go ahead and say init chamber once again? I didn't inspect it the last time, and let's see what it made. So if I go to chamber, okay, let me fire up Goland now. It'll be easier for me to actually look at what it is doing. And created a chamber project inside which there is a main.go, and there is I think this is not right. I would like to have main dot go on the top level, and this is like chamber slash chamber. I would let go of this. Delete. Where is delete? Delete. Okay. Yeah. And I think you can add. So I can say cobra CLI add, and I want to add the command called new ls and cp. So let's see what happens if I say new cmd, no such file or directory. Let me create a file, cmd, let's say new directory called cmd. Nice. And let's try again. Okay, or I can just use this, and I will first say session dash join chamber. This keeps my session isolated. This is a small script that I have built, which basically puts this yellow section on my prompt. This is my prompt, and it tells me what kind of session I am in. Also allows me to do certain things with the environment of the session that I get into, and I can always do sys dash dash init file. Oh, not init file, edit init, I think. Edit init. Permission denied something. Okay, I'll have to fix it, but okay, fine. Let's clear this up. And let me try to cobra add. I want to use what was the command I ran here? Cobra CLI add new. Sorry, CLI add new created. Nice. So all it needed was the CMD folder. New.go. Okay. New. And it said root CMD. What if I say init cobra dash CLI init chamber? What does it do? Created a new file. What's the main? Okay, fine. I can drag it out. Factor. And now my main.go is going to. Let me delete that. Main.go cmd and cmd dot execute. Go more, get techrail.in, techrail slash chamber, in techrail slash chamber slash cmd. It says package cmd. It should work, right? What's the problem? So if I say go run main.go, it should tell me what the problem is. Undefined root cmd. Okay, root cmd is undefined. Wait a minute, what was the structure? This is confusing. So there is no problem with root cmd here. Okay, I think I need to have this command as well outside. And now let's see. Okay, it has solved it. License file was not populated. Let me delete that. Let me try to run it this time. Go to main.go. Let's see if it runs. Okay, it completion, generate the auto completion help. I guess Cobra will generate completion help commands automatically. I don't know. And it says a brief description of your command, which is here. So let's make it. I copied this from, I think, kubectl's output. I don't remember this. There has been some time before I actually since I actually made this document. So let me try this. Paste and looks like it doesn't like to have a full stop at the end. Okay, long description for now. Just leave it as it is. So let me run this. Create a new chamber file, add a new location. Lovely. So I'm getting this, and this is actually the first time I'm creating a Cobra based CLI thing, a project. So I'm new to this, and a longer description. I'll edit the long. If I say new, I should probably get new called. All right, let's say new here. Hopefully this works. New called, yeah. So this is where I am. This is getting called. Okay. So now let us expect a path. What was the behavior that I had set? Chamber new, and I wanted to accept something, right? Let me go back to the AI and say I want the command to be called new. I want two commands in the CLI application, new and I'm not a prompt engineer, so whatever I'm writing might not be the best way to ask or talk to a AI here. So I'm just gonna write in English, plain English, and I would like for the new command to accept a value passed to it. Can you help me configure the command? I have already run cobra-cli add new on my application. Let's see what ChatGPT says. A file like should exist. Now we'll modify it to accept the value passed as an argument. Example, my app new project name. Precisely what I want to do, except this is going to be a directory name. Step by step, accept the value in the new command, edit and update the run function like this. Args 0, creating a new project called something. Lovely. I guess this should work. So we are going to call this path as chamber path. Okay, and chamber path. Lovely. Trying to detect a directory. Trying to check the directory. This exists. Before that, maybe I can just print the value. The chamber path passed was this, and we can let go of this. We'll do it later. Instead of doing this again and again, let me try to create a Go build. I am going to say package fine, and go tool arguments, program arguments. Let's call it this one. This is a run configuration. New command. Okay, and I'm gonna run the program arguments is new, and let's say users slash show my home directory slash code slash this is where it is, code slash techrail slash chamber slash tmp. Okay, I'm gonna create this now and say apply. Okay, and let's create a new directory called tmp, and let's create a new file called .getignore. And what I want to do is I want to ignore everything except this file. Hope this works. Let me ask the AI. What would these lines in a git ignore file do? Let's see. These two lines mean the following. This does git ignore everything in the root directory, that is all the files for the directory under the root. Does not ignore the following recursively unless explicitly specified elsewhere. Okay, what if this will not ignore this file as expected, so even though this ignores everything in the root, what if I replace /star with just star? This file, I think I need to learn how to talk to an AI properly. This file is placed in the tmp directory inside the project root. As expected, yeah. Ignored, not ignored, root level ignored, rules unrelated, lovely. This is what I wanted, so I think I'm good with this. Okay, I want to create a new file over here. Let's see. Does it say something? Oh, I need to. Nice. The chamber path passed was what I wanted, and trying to check if the directory exists. Okay, now we can start writing some code. So also this should work if I just edit the configuration and take this value and say go run main dot go and paste it, press enter. I'm getting the same output, good enough. And so I have got chamber path over here, lovely. I want to check if it exists or not, and I think if I'm not mistaken os.stat is the so stat returns a file info describing the named file. If there is an error, it will be of type path error. Nice. So the signature I think returns an error, file info an error. So let's say file info error allocated to this. We're gonna say if error is not equal to nil, print ln. I am going to say e hash. This is an LMID code, and let's just the error. Okay, and if not, let's print fmt dot this exists, and I am going to say I got an info, and I just, for now, I just want to print the entire file info. Sorry, let's do a percentage %v and say file info. Nice. Let me try again. Trying to check stat, no such file or directory. What? Okay, I didn't exit here. Let me try to debug. This exists, right? I mean, if I take this, copy, and I say cd to this. Oh, no. What? Why? I have a run this, and EIB, this is nil. So pwd present working. What did I pass? User slash fiber slash core slash tech rail slash chamber slash tmp cd tmp, and wow, it says I don't have this folder. Nice. So open in Finder. Let's see if it exists. Yes, it exists. And quick actions. What? But oh, okay. Item 2 tab here. Okay. Why did 2 open? And if I say pwd, this says this is the value. Let me see. New command, edit configuration, and I'm gonna just paste on top, and okay, no such file or directory. Why is it saying that I don't have a directory when I do? Why can't I get into it? That is weird. cd double dot, let's list, and set is cd tmp. This is super weird. I was in the directory, I went out, I listed, it says tmp. Is there an invisible space? Because I see an extra gap over here. mv tmp. Oh yes, there is a space here, and this and cd tmp. Wow, lovely. So that is super weird. Why didn't I get a indication of space? I usually get a single quote or something. All right, fine. I got the problem. Nice. So the directory exists. Okay, this is bogus. This, did it get called? No. Nice. And file info, yes, it is here. I don't know what all this is, but yeah, I can probably stop here and let me debug and see if it comes here. Okay, nice. File info is populated. I have got a name size mode. I don't know what that is totally. And sys. Wow, there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff here. I guess mode should give me some kind of information. Nice. It would be nice to see what file info contains. Let's discover that. Go to OS.dat, go to file info, and it says fs.file mode is directory. What does this directory do? Archive, internal fsys, data, file embed. I don't know which type it was. Nice. So I'm here and it's os.filestat.fs.fileinfo. Okay, jump to type source. This is the place, and let's see if it. Okay, filestat. OS mismatch. All right, fine. Now this is the kind of stuff that, for example, this is what the actual value of IDs from JetBrains lies into. This is not something you'll easily get in any other setting, like NeoVim or something. I don't know if we'll be able to do. I am not an expert at NeoVim's configuration, but I do believe that this is something I tried once and failed at it, but Golang still lets me do it. So, okay, I will come back to this some other day when I'm going to hit a problem. For now, this is fine. I think I have a is directory attribute that I can check against, and that would be fine. So let me first return from here. Return in case we hit an error. Okay, and I will add one more. Okay, it's already a println, right? Okay, so the directory exists. No, the path exists. Path exists, and wow, nice autocomplete. So let me check if it is a directory, because when I create a new one, the behavior that I want is this has to be a directory, right? The path has to be a directory. When successful, a new file named chamber file will be created in the directory. Nice. So if the directory does not exist, it will be created. This is the case right now. Okay, TMP actually exists. Let me change that and call it chamber path. And I'm going to say /chamber path. Nice. Okay, in that case, let's check. Let's actually create a variable where chamber path exists. Is my ID listening to me or what? Anyway, this is nice. By default, it will be false because Go initializes every variable with its 0 value, and a Boolean 0 value is false. So this is false. So path does not exist, and if we get here, then chamber path exists. Chamber path exists is equal to true. Okay, and let's also create another one. Chamber path is directory is also Boolean, and let's set it to chamber path is directory is true. Okay, and if it does not exist, okay, let's check if the error is about the chamber path not existing. How do I check that? Let's try if error dot is OS not exists. Oh, OS error not exist. Nice, very nice. What is this? File does not exist. Where is it coming from? Errors.go, which is in OPT Go lib. So this is part of the standard library, and it says portable analogs of some common system call errors. Errors encountered returned from this package may be tested against these errors with errors.as. Nice. Indicates an invalid argument. Method on file will return this error when the receiver is nil. Good. And error not exists. File does not exist. Maybe this will work. So need to try creating the chamber path. So let us try. This is the case we are going to hit right away whenever we run this program. So let's try that. We need to try creating. How do I do that? os.create. Create directory. I don't know. Create chamber path. Do I have to file error read? Right. How do I create a create temp? No, let me ask an AI. And how do I create a directory on the file system using a Go program? Probably write me a program, I guess. Okay, os.mkdir, or I'm getting functions from the standard this. Okay, mkdir 0755. We are creating directory. Create nested directories. Mkdir all. This can be useful, right? I mean, it's like creating the entire path, and nice. Okay, I'll try to use this. dir, and this is going to be chamber path. Chamber path. Print error creating directories. Let's give it lmid. Okay. Creating directories. Nice. Return. This return is going to completely exit out. So that is fine. It also mean, but if we didn't have it, then chamber file exists now. Chamber path exists equal to true. Yep. I guess this assignment is not needed right now because we are going to create this already. Okay, what if it already exists and is not a directory? We need to take care of that. So yeah, this error should not exist. We do this, or if it exists, then error will be nil and this will be there, which means it exists. But if it is not a directory, let's print an error and get out. So empty.println, let's give it another lmid and say chamber path is not a directory. Chamber path, and let's give it something like %v. I like %v just gives you the value in whatever printable format there is. And let's call it chamber path. Oh, I've used %v with a print ln. It has to be print f, right? And \n and return. Nice. Now the path should exist and should be a directory. Should be. If it didn't exist, we create it. If it exists, we check if it is a directory or not, and we can simplify this. If it is some other error, we can return from there, right? And we can say else error starting directory. This is, I think this is a new LMID over there. So error starting directory, good enough for now. And file info is the directory, chamber path is not a directory, we return. Okay, so we create if it is not there, and if it is I think I'm making a mistake. So if it is not there, then we create one, but I can't check file info, right? Because if this happened, then this was nil, and this is going to cause a nil dereferencing error, right? So this is a file info. Is file info an interface? Is this an interface? Yes, it's an interface, which means that it can be nil, right? It's file info. If there's an error, it will be a type star path error, nice, which is also possibly nil. So if file info is not nil, if file info is not equal to nil and file info is directory and is not a directory, so this case the file already existed. Let's say already exists and chamber path this already exists and is not a directory. Nice. By the way, this is a short circuit operator. If you change the operands on the both sides, this is going to still cause a problem, but I guess you already know that. This is redundant now, not useful. Nice. So let's go back to behavior. What was I trying to do? Has to be a directory. Yes. If the directory does not exist, it will be created. That we handle. If the directory exists, it must be empty. Okay, how do I check whether or not? So chamber path exists is set to true, and if we are here, that means it already existed and is a directory. Either way, chamber path exists is equal to true here, which means check if it is empty or not. Go back to AI, ask it a question. Write me a Go program which can detect whether a given directory path is empty or not. Typo. Okay, it will try to open, close, read directory 1, read just one entry from the directory. Read there. This is a nice function. Let me copy this and put it here, and let's see if this can return. But I need to check whether read directory considers a dot or double dot, and returns a slice of up to n file info values as would be returned by lstat. What is lstat? Returns a file info describing the named file. If the file is a symbolic link, return file info describes the symbolic link. lstat makes no attempt to follow the link. The link is a pre-parse point that is a super surrogate for another named entry, such as symbolic link on mounted folder. The return file info describes the parse point and makes no attempt to resolve it. Nice. Okay. Let's go back. This one, and I can have a read directory, just one, right? So if one is present, nice. So EOF error, no files was found. It will try to open the path, check for an error or return it, and for the close, nice. Read just one entry from the directory. Means no files were found. Return true or return false. This makes sense. So is directory empty can be used. So let's create is directory gmail path exists is true, and chamber path is directory is also true. Check if it is empty or not. I think this is not needed, right? This is not really needed, and we can do why did I go back up there? So where chamber, okay, I can have it right here. Chamber path is empty or not, and an error, and we can say is directory empty chamber path, right? If error is not equal to nil, checking directory, good, we should replace this. Okay, then if chamber path is empty, if it's not empty, right? Then we print and return. I have to add a return here, and let's put it here and say return. And seems to contain at least chamber path does not seem to be empty. Does not seem to be empty. Nice, right? Good enough. And if we are here, then chamber path exists, okay, or was created, is a directory and is empty, right? So we need to attempt to create a new file, touch it, Okay, so let's see if os.touch is there. No, no. Start create chamber path plus os.file separator plus file path.file separator os.path separator. Okay, os.path separator creates and truncates the named file if the file already exists. Why is this an error? Plus chamber file. Okay, why is this? Type and rune. I think file separator returns file path dot separator. This also returns a rune. We can convert a rune to string, right? Yep. What does create return? It returns a file or error. File or error. If error is not equal to nil, we are creating file. Nice. Delete it. Give it a new element ID and say return. Otherwise, yes. Defer file.close. Not sure, because right after creating the file we need to put in some data inside it, so we can make a node. Okay, node. We would put some contents in the file before closing it. So I guess this will still make sense. Okay, I guess we can delete this and let's leave this here. I will be back in some minutes. So I am back. Okay, so let's try now. Terminal. Let's say tmp/dir1/dir2/chamber dir. I'm doing this to check whether this mkdir all works or not. Okay, let's see. Trying to check if the directory exists. New called. I think it was made and chamber file was also created. So we know this works, we know this works, and we know directory creation works. Not bad. So this was not hit, and let's say chamber directory already exists, but let's delete this. Okay, so let's delete what? I don't like that. So let's copy this, create a new tab, go over here, and rm chamber file. Now I'm going to go here. I have the same directory over here, but okay, let me see if it will create a chamber file now. Trying to do, yes, it creates. Now let me try it again. This time it is not empty. I should get an error. Chamber path does not seem to be empty. Good enough. Nice. I think the highway path works. If we encounter an error, we will check it. Okay, so let's go back to behavior and see what all we have achieved. If the directory does not exist, it will be created. Yes, it has to be a directory. If the directory exists, it okay. What if I give it this? Chamber path false already exists and is not a directory. Chamber path false. Why? What is this? F60 in the end. F60 percentage v chamber path exists. Okay, I have to say this. Okay. Try again. What? I guess we don't need it then. I mean, if I need it, here I have to return. I probably don't need it then. Let me see. Yep. Try again. Chamber path this already exists and is not a directory. Lovely. And so has to be a directory. If the directory does not exist, will be created. We saw that. And if I go here and say delete and delete, gone. Let me try again. This time only chamber dir, new call. This got created. Yes. If the directory exists, it must be empty. We just checked that. If the directory exists or one newly created is empty, a new chamber file will be created. It is getting created. The password to encrypt the chamber file contents will be asked before the chamber file is created. Maybe I should change this. I mean, if you're creating a new one, I haven't written anything to it. Oh, no. I have to keep the hash ready to put into it. Okay. The password will always have to be entered interactively and cannot be passed as an argument. In short, you cannot automate creation of a new chamber file. That is good. If password matches the password criteria, the password goes through the transformation hashing steps and is saved in chamber file. So we have got a few things to take care of. First, we have to do the hashing and we have to ask for the password. Nice. So if we are here, before OS creating, I guess this is a safe place. Everything okay. We will create. We can now create the chamber file. Sorry, chamber file. But before that, let's ask the user for a password. Nice. So how do I ask for a password on CLI? I want the user of my Go CLI application to enter a password without it being displayed on the terminal as it is being typed. just ask this much. For now, I would just like to print the password that was entered. Let's see. We can use the xterm package, stand for input handling in Go. Main enter password term dot read password. Okay, let's do that. Term is not found. Let's import this. Okay, at the top. This is not there. Create directory, fix missing mod ID. Yep, just run mod ID. Downloading, downloaded. Why don't I just vendor everything? I guess vendoring would be good. So go mod vendor, please. Okay, what all do I have? Golang, X system, GitHub, income, convert conservable, mousetrap. What's this? Answers a single question. Double click the executable for a tool. Oh, not bad, nice. Okay, anyway, this has to be something that is a dependency somewhere. So if I go to go mod, it's an indirect dependency of something. This probably comes from here. This would be from term. Nice. Update direct dependencies, update all dependencies. I like these things in Golang. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna ask for a password. Enter password for encrypting chamber file or contents. Okay. Fail to read password. Password enters this. And let me try to put the password as it is inside this file. So what if I say os.write, I don't know, write file, okay, name data byte. I don't know if this will work because it will try to open the file again, probably. So fs.write string, I don't know. File dot something, right, okay, right. Is there a write string something? Oh yes, there is. Write string byte password. In that case, why what the hell am I doing? Just write password. Oh, nice. And there has to be some int error, handle error. I don't want to handle this. There is probably because ERR is not a new variable, and I just wanna print fmt.println some error and error writing to file ERR. Let's see. This I guess will also return an error, wrap error handling in a closure. Good enough for me. Error closing file. Just replace this. Good enough. I just want to see whether it works for now or not. And if it works, well and good. Let me try again. This will probably complain saying it's not empty. Yeah, does not seem to be empty. So let me just delete this file. Oh man, I'll have to rm chamber file. No, so okay. Just in case you don't understand why this happened, whenever you run shell and you deleted this directory and you came back, the inode has changed, right? So if I go back to directory and then try the rm, it will work. It worked. That's because shell tries to probably cache the inode number or something, and it's not just the path that it looks at. So this didn't work. Okay, let me try again. This should ask me to enter password. Lovely. I'm just going to say PASSWORD. The good thing is it's not showing up on the screen. I don't know whether it is going to capture the right password. Okay, I am not debugging. This is on password. Enter is password. New is called chamber file has got password. My code is working. But before we come here, we need to encrypt it. So now I'm gonna write the encryption system. I have decided a few things about the encryption, and I'll tell that in a second. So if we are here, then the password was entered. I don't like logged out fatal. This is not okay for me. I would rather remove this and say fmt.println. There's nothing wrong with logged out fatal inherently, not that I see. I just don't like it. I would rather have all the fmt printlns and stuff. Why? Because tomorrow, and there is a good chance that I will introduce some kind of a debug mode and a log mode later on as I progress in this project. And at that point of time, I don't want to mix up fmt printfs and printlns and log.fatal and log.info and all such kind of things when I have to actually create a package for logging all these kind of interactive strings and stuff later on. So I would try to have everything in this fmt printf and or sprintf or println or something, so that I can search for fmt.print in a file and I can replace it with, let's say, webhubs log dot just info and print something, or interactive log or something. I don't know. Let's see about that later on. There are a lot of libraries lying around. We also have Bark right from TechRail, which can also output on the terminal. We'll see all of that. Right now, I guess this is good enough. And if we have come here, then we say return. Lovely. Then the password was entered and the chamber file was created, but before writing the password we need to hash it. Nice. Let me create one more folder over here, new directory, and I am going to call it underscore no code. No, not no dode, no code. The reason I do this is no code sits at the top. It usually contains a readme file of stating what it contains, and I always end up with no code in this directory. This directory shall not contain any Go code. It can be used to contain other things like, but not limited to, documentation. Let's say API specific. We don't have an API. Project plans. We can have temporary assets. or say assets. We already have tmp folder, right? Assets which assets which are not code, for example images or any such After Effects. This is not an asset, this is a temporary directory. I mean, we will keep on deleting this again and again and again, so don't follow this. Maybe migrations if applicable. I guess this was good enough. And nice, we were in new.go. Before writing the password, we need to hash it. Now I need to create a utility function where I can write all the cryptography code, right? So let's create that function in a util directory, and let's call a new go file. We will call it, what's a simple application? Crypto package util, and func hash password. Nice. I need to create a simple SHA 512 password. Let me ask an AI. I don't want this. I need to create a SHA 512 hash string from an input string in my Go program. Please write me a function. Write me a function to do the same, please. Not bad. Let's just can I copy and go to play.go.dev, and let's replace all of this and run. Okay, and this is the hash. Your input string, let me see if it worked properly, and try to SHA 512 online. Let's see. Nice. Enter here. Starts with B9751, ends with 7321. Let's see. B9751 7321. So yeah, it worked, at least for now satisfactorily, and we can get rid of this. So this function works. Where it go? Yeah. And interestingly, one second. Where did it go? Copy this. Sorry. And this, and run. And it is all in lowercase. Nice. So if I take this and say this input, let's just call it input, okay, and return Okay, how does it work? What's boring? What is boring? What? Not enabled. Boring crypto is enabled. When enabled, what is boring crypto? Package boring provides access to boring crypto implementation functions. Check the constant enabled to find out whether boring crypto is available. What is boring crypto? This is the first time I think I'm listening to this. So if I say what is boring crypto, okay. Boring readme, okay. On a fork of that use boring crypto, the core of boring SSL. This is a real rabbit hole for various crypto primitives. In furtherance of some work related to FIPS 140, we have heard that some external users of Go would be interested in this code as well. So we have published this code here in the main Go repository behind the setting Go experiment equal to boring crypto. Use of Go experiment equal to boring crypto outside Google is unsupported. What does that mean? This mode is not part of the Go one. Okay. I mean, whatever this is, boring SSL from Google. Okay. This is maybe I'll check it out later on. But enabled is equal to available, which is false, not boring.go. Okay, let's get back. Otherwise, return this, which is D, which is a digest. It's returning a digest, and then I'm writing something here, right? So where is the write function? So for writer interface, and then I say hasher.sum, which is of hash interface, and it can be SHA-512. I don't know. Is it part of So SHA-512. Okay, this I am not gonna get into. This must be the implementation. Just the string, please. Okay, and let's make a note. Oh, sorry. Let's make a note here, which goes like the returned string is lowercase hexadecimal. Okay. Just say this. Nice. Now hash password util dot hash password. We're converting this, right? So we can say func hash password bytes. Okay, and let's say this is encode to string. This is bytes directly, so we can take this and say this. Instead of doing an assignment, we can say return this. Instead of converting it, what happened? Oh, sorry. Return the value of hash password bytes, byte input. Good enough. Now this is byte password. Byte password. Password hash is hash password bytes, which is byte password, and let's do this. And instead of saying byte password, we are going to write password hash. And now if we run it, it should ask for, oh, okay, you need to delete this. Sorry, this is going to cause a problem. Chamber file. Let me also try to delete this directory, right? Directory 1 gone. And instead of saying this entire thing, just say chamber directory. Oh, sorry. Nice. I'm going to say password again. You called chamber directory, chamber file. Okay. Can I open this? I don't know. Open in Finder. This is chamber file. Does it say something? No, 64 bytes, which is what should be the size for a SHA 512 hash. Let me open VS Code. And this is a different one. Let's open new window. Some garbage. I would like to see the string version of it now. So let's password hash would be dot hash password, and instead of saying byte password, I can say string. Convert it to string, man. Password hash convert to byte. Okay. Let me delete this. I don't like that. CD chamber directory rm chamber file. Let's go back. Try it. PASSW. Oops. Called. Nice. And if I go back and say, where did it go? SHA 512 online tools. Starts with B109 and CBC86, right? B109 CBC86. Okay, fine, it's working. So we have got the hashing, and the new done. I guess that's good enough for now. We will resume it later. I'm gonna take a break. Thank you for your attention and time, whoever it is that you are, man. Bye bye. We'll come back and we will continue on this. I might do some changes offline. I'll try to create a Git repo now without hosting it somewhere, probably. Alright, anyways, bye for now. We will, in the next video, I will try to refactor this a bit, make it better, and I'm gonna talk about the storage mechanism. And interestingly, if you go here to the index, the data storage format of chamber, I have written that and I have not yet synced it. So I will talk about this. I will make this page available. I'll go through it and I will tell you what data storage format it's going to contain, and I'm telling you it's going to be interesting because I'll not be redoing everything about a file system, creating the indexes and B trees and allocating space and everything in there. I'm going to use a very fantastic tool that is already present and most of you are already using it in one way or the other. So catch you guys in the next one, and till then, take care. We will start with the data storage format and we will store the password hash in that container then. Alright.